Like,
She's not racist, but
I'm not having this.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Where are we? What is this place? Why are we here?
Have you kidnapped me?
I think so.
Damn.
So
we have traveled from one side of your apartment to the next.
Yeah, true. The sofa is right there.
Yes.
But the thing is, maybe someone is watching us that haven't seen anything else. So we need to explain that we're in a new studio, also called My Apartment.
Yes. Where this is episode 17.
Yeah.
Exactly. Filmtalk. Yes.
Yes. So episode 17, Filmtalk.
I'm Viktor.
And this is Karim. So we got that over with. So I'm really excited. We have this new studio. We have this new space that we can actually sit, and we have an actual table.
We have a sound device.
We have a sound mixer.
Yes.
That can hold up to 4 microphones. So we're gonna have guests on, etc. We have separate microphones. That's pretty cool, isn't it? The sound is a lot better, right?
Hopefully.
And the light is a lot better, but it's gonna get even better.
We're not fully done yet with this set. And
we're gonna, we have so much going on. I love it. It's crazy. It's amazing. So this week, we went to school yesterday to watch the movie we're gonna talk about today.
So this is pretty cool because some of you know who probably watched this or something. For you people who don't know, we study film and TV, and in our school building.
Yeah, in our school we have a big cinema.
Fitting up to
100 people, I think.
I think 100 people. Yeah. So we have all our lessons there and all our presentations there. So Karim has become a school representative.
I'm in an organization that we have showings of movies, real cinema every week, and being a part of it, I get access to the cinema.
Yes, because the cinema is
even
only
for private use. I can open the cinema whenever I want.
Dude.
And I've learned all of the technical aspects of it.
Dude,
so it's really cool.
We can go there 2 a.m. if you want.
We can go there right now if you want.
Unless there's a lesson.
Yeah,
because the teacher can always boot you out.
Yeah, so they have
the classroom.
Yeah, exactly. So
because
they have the upper hand.
It's technically a classroom. Yeah.
Yeah, they use it. Well, if the teacher want to use it, we get the fuck off, you know?
Yeah. But what is cool about it, this is the first time we see the movie together.
Yeah.
And we just walked in, just put up the Blu-ray, and just kicked back and relaxed, and just saw the movie just in a cinema
super cool.
privately.
Yeah, we saw it in 5.1 audio, like a surround audio system, and we it's really good visually, and the audio is you can feel the fucking bass, you know. You can it's like a real cinema. Have you ever been to a cinema? It's like that. It's exactly like that.
Did you ask me if I have been to a cinema?
No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking them. So what did we watch?
We watched Karate Kid.
Yes,
Karate
Kid, the original, of course, not the Jackie Chan one.
We watched the first original one with.
God damn it! I forgot to. Okay, that's okay.
Forgot. Oh, shit.
I forgot to put up the names for the actors. I can look it up, but it.
Russo, is that the name of the main characters? Is that the surname of the main character, or is it the actor's name?
I think it's the actor's name because the.
I remember Russo is a one.
Or maybe it's his his surname.
Yeah, it's his surname, but is it in the?
Because his name is Daniel.
Yes.
Daniel Russo, I think.
Yeah, then it's his movie name.
Yeah, exactly, movie name. So it's played by Ralph Macchio, and Miyagi, Mr. Miyagi, is played by Pat Morita. Ali, the girl, with an I.
Yeah.
Her name was Ali with an I, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Elizabeth Shue.
Elizabeth Shue.
And then we have Carice, which was the captain for Copa
Oh, you
Cobra
mean
Kai.
the sensei?
Yeah, the sensei.
Oh, okay.
He's played by Martin Kove. I think so.
Martin Cove.
I might be... Oh, yeah. And then Johnny, the bad guy.
Which is the true Karate Kid.
Dude, I saw a video of someone like...
Dude.
Someone like remaking like the trailer or something. And he's talking about the film. And he's like talking if the film was about, about Daniel being the bad guy.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, so this Daniel, this guy with the aggression problem, moves to California and like starts picking on this guy Johnny, which is the good guy,
and
like,
picks on
like
his
that.
like ex.
Yeah, that.
Dude, honestly, I wanna like. Oh, I forgot. I want to bring that up, but
Okay.
I want to talk some about Cobra Kai, which is the spin-off series.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take that up. We're gonna talk
because
about
they honestly in that show brings up like if he was the bad guy or not. It is pretty interesting.
Really, damn.
Yeah. But
I think it's a bigger thing that we actually know. I think like there's people like talking about it continuously on like private chats.
Like, no, Johnny is the real Karate Kid, because Daniel can suck
can suck
it. Can suck it.
But it's pretty cool that like
maybe
there are actually people still talking about the movie just from one joke like Johnny was the real Karate Kid, and then be like, but when you think about it, he is the true Karate Kid, right? No.
Well, for people not knowing about what the movie is about, we're gonna take a fast summary of
Karim,
the movie.
What is karate?
Karate is this martial art originating from China. I want to say China.
I think they say China in the movie.
He said like, from the 1500s or something. So the storyline goes like this. Daniel and his mother just moved to California from New Jersey. And while making new friends playing soccer on the beach, Daniel lays his eyes on a really hot girl, also known as Allie, with an I. He later gets into a fight with her ex-boyfriend, and that's how the rivalry between him and the Cobra Gang. Cobra Kai gang starts.
So the studio is called Cobra Kai, but we don't know what the gang is called.
Yeah, I don't know what they call themselves. I think they call themselves the Cobra Guys or the Cobra Boys or something like
Cobra,
that. Yeah. They know a lot of karate. The Cobra Kai gang, boys.
The boys.
So he gets beat up by Johnny, and then he punches a guy the next day in school, and then he gets punched again by Johnny, and then one time he sprays Johnny with a lot of water, and then Johnny gets mad and he starts chasing him.
He and his skeleton crew, because they were at a Halloween party. And
they went too far this time. But to the rescue comes Mr. Miyagi. the Miyagi is this elderly gardener that lives near Daniel. Let me finish. Sorry. Comes to the rescue and beats up all the kids. But after the fight, he and Daniel talk about what is the reason to this madness from the...
What is this madness?
From the Cobra Gang boys. So they go into their karate dojo, Cobra Kai.
I think it's called
karate
dojo, even though it's just a studio.
Where they get challenged by the captain of the dojo, and the challenge is held at the tournament coming up. So the movie is about that, and how Mr. Miyagi is gonna teach this kid that doesn't know anything about karate.
And he will become the kid of the karate.
Yeah. And fast facts that you're gonna enjoy a lot of.
Ooh.
It's directed by John Avildsen.
Okay.
Written by Robert Mark Kamen. And the budget was $8 million, which we know is counts as independent.
Yes.
Or in the Hollywood independent. Really, because 8 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, of course it's a lot of money, but I think what we learned is that an indie movie is
it's not an indie movie. There's a lot of layers to what movies are.
Yeah, not an indie movie, but as you say, an independent movie. After 2 digits, it becomes a big production.
Yeah.
Bigger production.
Definitely.
Um,
So, and you want to guess how much it got in?
I guess opening weekend it didn't get super a lot, but during like with time it got like a shit ton.
What is shit ton for you?
I mean, if the budget was 8 million, like 70,
91.
91. I was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
close though,
It's crazy.
dude. That's a good profit.
That's worldwide. Yeah, that's a lot of profit. Yeah, that's what the movie's about. And we were just talking about this, but like, it's a really classic film,
Yes.
and we both haven't seen it. But it's like a super classic. They have a second movie, a third movie of it,
And then
and then a spin-off. Like, not a spin-off, but like, it's called the new like learnee or something like that, and it's about this girl.
okay.
So instead of Daniel, it's a girl, and Mr. Miyagi is teaching her things. And then we have this, like, the remake in 2010.
The one that our generation probably have seen,
Yeah,
but not the original
which
one.
I have seen twice. But
Have you seen it twice?
Yeah.
I did once, I think.
And it's where Jackie Chan is Mr. Miyagi.
And Jaden
etc.
Smith is the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
But in that movie, they are teaching each other. Jackie Chan teach kung fu, which, like, I guess
So
it makes more sense for like the environment and stuff. I don't know. I'm super bad at it. Sorry.
It's played out in. So instead of this New Jersey boy, like,
Yeah.
in California, in California, you got this.
Californian kid in China.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like, it makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But I liked it because it was like wholesome.
I mean, I love Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
I told
is
in
amazing.
prior episodes I just love Jackie Chan.
But what we
And,
were getting at is like, what did you expect from such a classic film?
So, like, the formula of the movie has been made in so many, like, TV shows as a parody episode, or they make, like, references to it in other movies. So I knew exactly how the story would play out. And I've also seen the last scene in, like, references to other movies. And yeah, I pretty much knew all of the big points. It was just the building up of the story I didn't know or haven't seen. The actual movie, you know. But yeah, what was the question?
So yeah, what were you expecting, or how did it feel watching such an iconic film? And like, did you get what you expected, or did it feel like a bit too, you know, is it too much like it's stereotype, because it is the stereotype.
I think I had a little bit too high expectations.
Okay.
Because there were some times, especially Russo, I believe there was not that many moments in the movie, but I just remember Russo sometimes talking a bit too fast, or like the actor, you know. And he talks a bit too, like, you can see that he clearly just force out the lines. Some scenes he just great, you know, the delivery of the lines are super great and everything, but just some of them is kind of like The Room.
Okay.
Where it's like he just reads line for line, and as soon as the mother delivers her line, he immediately responds, like, not even thinking. Being like, oh, have you taken out the trash? Hi, mom. And then be like, oh, hi, son, have you taken out the trash? I haven't. You know.
But
which is a bit, you know,
yeah.
It felt like The Room. And also because there were no cuts in that dialogue, and Daniel was like, you know, putting up a box or something because they were moving in that scene. It felt a bit like cheap. Not cheap, but like a bit weird. But then some scenes were just great with his deliveries and all that.
I think it's like a combination of, because it's an 80s movie.
Yes.
And it's not just an 80s movie, it's an 80s teen movie.
Yes.
Right? And it got like that cliche in it, which, like, I love 80s and 90s movies, right?
Yeah.
And even 70s, like, I think that era was like super great for cinema. But it got like, I think it's a combination of that, plus that we are really used to like really good acting.
And also, we compare it to movies we've seen lately.
Yeah.
For example, Parasite.
I think that might, which is like super realistic acting, and like the actors are really good at what they're doing, and I think we're just too much used to that. But it's also like, it's 80s movies, like they have
the charm to it.
Yeah, exactly. Almost
the pants so high up, like the clothing, high pants, whatever you call it, like summer, like this color that every movie has from California at the time, and just like the soundtrack, all the cliches.
Yeah, the pop songs and everything.
The sound effects when they punch is like over voicing like everything else in the movie. It has its charm to it.
And even the fighting felt like super, because I got when we saw it, I got the feeling of what's it called, Breakfast Club, and like a bit of Back to the Future, which had like all 80s movies. I think Back to the Future came up in like 87.
I think so.
Back to the Future.
But I did really enjoy the actors though. I believe most of them, this was probably their first big movie. But I actually enjoyed the kid actors, or like the teen actors. And especially, I enjoyed the fighting.
You did?
Because, for example, remember the scene in the beginning when Daniel is playing football, right after he's been beaten down the day prior, and he just starting to wail on the dude. I remember us were, laughing in the cinema, and then we see this like big punch.
It looked super real.
Yeah, it looked super real. Like they... Or like not super real, but like it ended with the sound effect. That combination just made it like, we went back like, that must have hurt.
Okay, so Back to the Future came out 85 actually.
85, okay.
Yeah, which is like perfect in that era of movies. And about the fighting, I was really surprised of that they actually showed.
Yeah, they were not cutting all the time.
Yeah, they because I don't know if you know this about Jackie Chan or how much you've seen his movies, but Jackie Chan, he shows everything.
Yes.
He doesn't cut on the punch. He has a wide shot and he shows you everything that's happening between those two.
Yeah.
So the punches and the things that's happening needs to be real. He's really inspired from like Buster Keaton and people like that.
Dude, it's so freaking cool to see that people do actual like practical effects.
Which is I thought it was like amazing that we actually, when Mr. Miyagi was fighting with these kids, that we saw, like we had like a clear shot of what he was doing. Like it was a wide shot of what's happening.
I actually enjoyed the action. Like as you say, they didn't cut in every punch. They just like had some pretty long takes, not super long, but like long enough for us to see that they actually like tried to punch each other to make it look real. And I mean, I'm kind of sold on it. I mean, movies these days, if you watch I believe one of the classic example is one of the Mission Impossibles, when Tom Cruise is fighting, what is his name? He plays Superman.
Tom Cruise plays Superman.
No, the actor who plays Superman.
Lewis Clark.
No, but what do you mean?
I don't know his name. I'm not a big.
He acts in The Witcher.
Okay.
So they two are fighting in the bathroom, and I believe that scene has a lot of jump cuts in it.
Okay.
Not jump cuts, but like a lot of cuts, because like every punch that lands, like they cut and stuff. Yeah. So it was nice to see that they were not, just, there's action, okay, cut fest. Like, they were pretty sure with it.
Yeah, but like comparing it to big 80s movies, I think one of the Godfathers, Godfather number 2 came out at the 80s, and you have like these very big, like even movies that came before, it's almost like, I'm really sorry to say this, but it's almost like Hollywood got this influence back from let's just pump out some movies,
Yeah,
which
maybe.
it's not bad, but like they were like just giving money to anyone, and like, oh, here, make a movie, or and like, but make it fast, and you have like these days on, like 30 days or something like that, and then you have these movies that like are not really personal. Like it feels almost like that's the sort of you know how it was made.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like,
so you feel like this was more of a, paycheck.
No, not really. It's still a good movie. Like, I enjoyed it. It was wholesome.
But like
it was a family movie, but it wasn't like The Godfather.
No.
You know, The Godfather, every angle, every
The
sound
Godfather
bite.
is my favorite family movie.
Yeah, I bought the book today. Actually, I saw it. It was a second-hand store. I was like, oh, I need to read this because I love the movies. But you know, it's like that. Those type of movies are really thought through. Like everything, even the sound. You don't get the chance to say, oh, that sound was a bit off, or oh no, that's like that's synced.
I think that's
synced audio. You know, you don't get that. But with that movie, we said that all the time. Sitting there, we were like, oh, dude, that voice, that dialogue was synced after that was not on. Like,
because it feels like when we heard the dialogue, they were, expressing themselves like, and their character was just, completely still. No body language, no nothing. And also they had the same audio level for when they talked all the time. There was no, like, if they were over there, we heard some, like, their voice would be low or anything. So it's always the main protagonist was always closest to the mic, no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think our teacher told something about it, that Hollywood movies do that sometimes, or at least did.
Okay.
That the main character always has a microphone to them.
Well, that makes sense, but like
because like we're always supposed to look at the main character and not like things happening or something. I don't know. It was something he mentioned.
Maybe it was like that, but right now it's like how many people do you have in the shot? Who's talking, right? Is it a wide shot? Is it a close up? Is it like an over shoulder? Because if we're shooting something here, right? And then we have a camera, like we have two setups. One setup here and one other there, like my camera and then your camera.
Yes.
When we're shooting this, like your camera, we're gonna have the mic on you.
Yes.
But when you're shooting me, we're gonna have the mic on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I understand what you mean. Like,
I think one example was I don't remember the movie. Same actor from Back to the Future. When he was with like a wife or something, and they run to the pool. And they're like super far away. They're running away from the camera, but they are having the same like audio level. So we don't get the voice feeling, or like the feeling in their voice that they are running away from the camera, running away from us. Yeah,
you didn't get that distance.
Yeah.
But I think that's I don't want to say a budget problem, but it's almost like a budget problem.
I mean, it was made.
Are you in a hurry, or do you want to make something good? You know.
Yeah. And that's maybe what you mean about Karate Kid.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's not a passion project like The Godfather. It's more of
it's probably a passion project for someone. Like you always, if you're making a movie, it needs to be a passion project for everyone.
Exactly.
Like that's how you should be looking into all the movies you make. But it's almost like they are taking I just think it's a time. It's like a limited time thing.
I think also with the budget they couldn't have made it so. I guess The Godfather had a bit more of a budget.
Exactly. Yeah. Probably. I can look it up.
But do you know if this was the director's first movie or?
I have no idea.
Because if it's one of their first movies, it kind of explains why. You know.
But it wasn't. The thing is, at that time, it wasn't a bad movie.
No. It's not even a bad movie now. It's just like. Compared to, as you say, two movies coming out at the same time, it was a bit, chill. But it's also a family movie.
Okay, I think you will find this like super interesting.
Okay.
So I'm sorry for saying that it came out in the 80s, but The Godfather Part 2,
yes,
came out 74.
Oh.
And it had a budget of 13 million.
Oh.
Which is like 5 million away. Plus inflation, say like 5, 6 or 7,
okay.
6, max 6.
So they had the same budget. Okay, but then it's probably with. I guess also with the staff, that they are more experienced when they did The Godfather.
Oh, dude. Oh,
Probably.
My heart. This hurts a lot. But Godfather Part 3 had a 54 million in budget, but it was the worst.
Jeez.
It was the worst. Godfather.
Which proves.
What's the first and the second one? The second one that is the best. You come into my home, and you disrespect me on my daughter's wedding.
And make a bad Godfather movie.
Have you seen The Godfather? Just between you and me.
No.
You have, right?
No.
You haven't?
No.
You haven't? Okay, I'm not gonna tell anyone.
But I've seen Goodfellas.
Yeah, you have seen Goodfellas. Goodfellas is really good.
I've never really been interested in mafia movies.
Dude,
Mafia
I
movies.
love mafia movies too much. I love the power play.
Oh, like the dominance.
Yeah, I like the
that like
dialogue
one guy in a
really
suit
good.
has so much connections and stuff.
No, it's like, you know, the dialogue has so much meaning behind it, but not only the dialogue, how they say it, the pauses, everything, you know, being threatened and like being under the threat.
Yes.
And being the guy giving the threat. You know, the power play between them. I love that. And like the mystery and the problems.
Yeah.
Like, and the violence. It's like, it got a lot of things that I really love. And then you have like Martin Scorsese, which his take on it is like, you have this dude, which is the hero of the film. But this dude, that's the hero of the film, is a bad dude, right? But I'm gonna make you love that dude and like cheer for him.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with Goodfellas. Goodfellas is like
he's a bad egg.
He's a bad egg, but we have seen his life, right? And that's why we cheer for him all the fucking time. I think that's why I think they're really interesting. But back to the Future, not Back to the Future, but
like
back
Karate
to
Kid.
Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch the second and third one?
Maybe not doing an episode on them. Maybe briefly mention them.
No, are you just like from watching the first one? Are you like excited to see?
I'm
the
not
second
excited
and
to see where the story is going.
Okay.
Because I've watched Cobra Kai, the first season at least. I think the second season is out fully. I need to watch it someday. But I'm not that interested in the actual story because, as you say, the story feels kinda, flat. It's like a redemption arc for the protagonist. Like he's being beat down, and then like, oh, you need to train karate and become super strong. He becomes strong. He beats the enemy, and immediately 10 seconds after he gets the win, the credits just rolls. There's no epilogue. There's no nothing.
Well,
we didn't need it, probably, but like the only thing we got from the change of the outcome of the victory was Johnny saying, "Good luck, good job, man. You're a true victor."
Yeah,
or something like that.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
But do you, like?
Which is why he's the Karate Kid, because he's an honorable man.
Where did did you feel anything? Did you feel anything from that ending? Do you feel like, oh, I know where this is from?
I mean, I
have an answer. Like I don't know what the director is thinking, but like it felt like something for me that I've
Do you
seen.
mean what happened in the last fight, or just like last fight?
The fight, like he got the medal or whatever, and the trophy, and then the movie ended.
Like the Rocky or something?
Yeah, exactly, Rocky. Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what I mean.
Rocky's like, and then freeze frame, and we had a freeze frame in that film. It ended on a freeze frame.
It was a freeze frame.
Yeah, I think
I thought it was just fading out on Miyagi's face.
What I think it was. No, it was a freeze frame. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe it was, yeah.
Because I was like, oh, freeze frame.
Yeah. Which is a typical 80s thing.
Typical 80s, typical Scorsese.
Yeah.
Oh, should we talk about the 2020 Oscars? Did you see what happened?
Ooh. I slept through half of it.
Okay, but you watched.
Because it started 2:30 a.m. for us.
Being in Sweden
sucks for live events in America.
Sucks for that thing. I think we need to be on the spot. Am I right? in 20 years or 30
On the
years.
spot. Oh, you mean being there?
Yeah.
Ah,
We're gonna be like one of the people like letting people in.
Dude, I have a new like.
We're gonna be guards there. Like, oh,
Yeah.
welcome, sir. Sir.
Dude, I would be a cleaner.
Sir.
I would be a janitor.
Yeah, dude. If I get to fucking clean after like big movie stars and like directors, that's the fucking dream.
He sneezed on me. I'm getting a super.
Oh my god, I got the flu from
I'm
from
mutating.
Scorsese.
No, but so like everyone has like realistic dreams and goals, and some people have, and the same people probably have like, you know, unrealistic goals that they dream about, that they kind of know that they will never reach, but they will still work towards it because what if, you know?
Exactly.
As in becoming a Oscar-nominated director or something. And I have a new dream about the Oscars.
You do?
Yes.
Janitor.
It's not.
No, I'm kidding.
It's not just getting an Oscar.
Yeah.
It's getting 2 Oscars.
Oh.
Or at least being on the stage with
someone that's gonna win an Oscar.
that also wins an Oscar.
Oh, damn.
So that you can take both Oscars and make them kiss.
Did you see the picture?
Dude.
Did you see what he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The my entire Twitter feed was just filled with it.
Yeah.
It was like, everyone was just, he thinks the exact same thing I was gonna do if I won 2 Oscars. I would make them kiss.
Dude, that
I was like, dude,
I
that's
was
so cool.
happy. I was so happy from that.
Dude.
Like
I think
because I've talked to so many people and like, oh, Karim, what do you think?
Yeah.
Who do you think is gonna win the Oscars? And I'm like, Parasite.
Yeah.
You know, Best Picture, Parasite. I believe
Easily.
it. I believe. Like, no way. It's gonna win Best like foreign film, but it's not gonna win the Best Picture. Like, watch me, bitch, or not watch me, but watch Parasite. Actually,
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
But I just love. We're derailing a bit from Karate Kid, but I just want to say, like,
I have a turning back to it from this.
I just love that. I hope that this is a change for the industry, because, like, you know, Oscars,
in which way?
like for internationals,
Yeah.
like the Oscars is mostly like, you know, American, British, and then some French, I guess, or something.
I think
But
we should talk about this in the like if we're gonna do a second episode of Parasite, because there's so much to say about like it winning and why, and why did it work and why did it become why is it that good in like a non-English film, you know?
But it's so cool that, you know, is this his one of his first movies? No.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
No, he made I think 6 or 7 feature films.
Okay.
He made.
Have he made The Train to Busan?
No.
I love that movie. It's pretty cool.
He made.
I love it. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Memories of Death. I think it. Memories of Murder. I think he made, and then he made Mother. Pretty known film. Not really known, but a bit.
Okay.
And then he made like I think his most known film before this was Snowpiercer, which was like a big Hollywood film.
Okay.
That I haven't seen yet, but I saw Okja, which is also a movie he made.
Was it good?
It was okay.
Okay.
It was not like
It's not Parasite level.
like I love the idea. I think it's cute. I think it's like beautiful filmed, but it's like you know.
But do you think? I think it's gonna make a big change now. That people won't only think, because most people think movies, Hollywood.
Yeah,
you know,
they think that you need to go to Hollywood, but not
exactly.
That's yeah.
I hopefully think this is one of the big steps that shows that Korea can make movies. Hopefully, like, I don't know, Turkey.
Like make movies for the sake of the art, not the sake of them like
exactly
going to Hollywood.
Yeah, and also the coolest thing about it was just, you know, this guy coming up. Mostly people, including me, didn't know who he was until Parasite, and then he walks up on stage winning an Oscar for Best International Movie and also Best Movie. And
dude, it's crazy.
Dude,
Best Directing.
Dude, the same year he won over Quentin Tarantino.
What?
Dude, dude, that's so
really
freaking
crazy.
cool. And imagine just like he walks up and he, you know, talks in Korean, and it's so cool to see, not just like, well, thank you so much for the
He
Oscars.
is,
It's
like,
just a
his personality is the fucking best.
dude.
He's so nice.
I don't want to be like, it's good that the Americans didn't win. I'm not like that. I just mean it's so cool to see more
such a big fan of the film.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I'm such a big fan of him, and also I like to see more people included from all around the world.
True.
And it's not just like, if you're from this country and you want to make it or win an Oscar or anything, you have to move to America.
But everyone loved it.
Yes.
You know, the
so
energy, energy from people sitting and clap, like people in the industry, the fucking top of the top,
dude,
right, sitting at the Oscar. Their time ran out.
Yeah.
Their time ran out. Right?
Didn't he make a reference to Martin Scorsese in his speech?
Yes, he said this. Do you know what he said?
I've just heard that he made it. I slept through this.
So he said,
unfortunately.
A wise man once said. Wait, I need to remember what he actually said because I don't remember.
Because I've seen Martin Scorsese react to it. He's like, good one.
Wait, can you just keep talking while I try to remember what he said? Because it was a really good. Yeah, he said a wise man once said, a movie is not. I think it was something in that area. Okay. I'm butchering it so bad, but he said. A wise man once said, "A movie is not a movie if it's not personal." I was like, "Oh, so true, so fucking true." Because like, great movies are really personal.
He won over Martin Scorsese the same year.
Yeah, I know it's crazy.
Dude,
like,
so many big names.
Martin Scorsese got a fucking like he got like standing ovation. Just for being quoted from Bong Joon-ho. I think Bong Joon-ho is like one of the best directors right now.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, we need to go.
No.
We need to go back.
One more thing.
I just need to say, 2019 was a great fucking year for cinema.
Dude, I think it was one of the best in recent time.
100%.
Because it was not just like one good one out of the bunch. It was like multiple good ones.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Big names this year, some big upcoming names. And also I loved how he went up on stage. Everyone always thanked their crew and casts, but this dude was like, I want the cast and crew to stand up. And everyone
they got up on stage as well. It was really beautiful.
So cool.
And their time ran out, but people were like screaming, more time, more, like, what? How do you do that? Like,
dude, it's so
just
cool.
crazy. So I have a turning back, like a point of turning back to Karate Kid, because we've been off for like 20 minutes now. Okay. So Karate Kid was actually nominated for an Oscar.
What?
Do you want to guess in what category?
It can't be sound design, right?
No, Jesus Christ. Absolutely not.
Best picture?
No. Best supporting actress.
Actress?
Yes.
Was it the Interest Alley?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Dude, it got nominated for best supporting actress. It won like a Young People Award for best supporting actress, and it got nominated for Golden Globe for best supporting actress.
Okay.
Like, why? you know what I mean? Like, do you understand why she got nominated? Like,
to be honest, she had like good deliveries on her lines.
So. But were they Oscar nomination worthy? You know what I mean?
It depends what movie came out that year. I mean, she was not bad in any way.
No.
So I mean, if there was not that many good classic movies from that year, I could see her being nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, 84. I don't know if it was a great
movie year. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know which movies came out that year.
Hopefully, I will one day
know that.
Know each year which movie was big that
1984.
You can then. It's first of all, if the first film released in 1984 when the 2022
Yeah, exactly. Like,
coming out with like exactly the order of every Hollywood film.
But imagine being like you just sitting there like saying a number.
Donnie Brasco.
74. That year the nominees were,
Yeah.
It would be just cool to just, have a big knowledge about
I think we're getting there. Like we're pretty young. Like how old are you?
21.
Yeah, and I'm 20. Like we're pretty young. We have
We
have a lot of
take
years.
one movie at a time.
Just think of like 40 years when we're 62, like 61.
Am I even gonna be alive then?
Yeah, you are, of course.
I feel like I'm gonna kick the bucket in like 10.
Well, it's gonna go out great. I hope so.
I'm gonna end with a bang.
Like
Not
just
literally, but
like us being 60 and 61, and like in 40 years we can learn so much.
dude.
40 years is like 10 times or like more, like 13 times more like the education we're having here.
Yeah.
Like you have, because we're gonna study 3 years here, and I think I already see that how much I've learned.
Dude, it's already 2.5.
Yeah, in such a small time, just 6 months, I've learned so much being here. Just think 40 more years, not being here, of course, but you know what I mean.
And imagine, I also think that our internships and stuff will teach us even more.
Yeah,
That the teachers can't teach us.
being on spot, that's a whole other experience. Like you understand the dynamic of the industry in such another way.
Hopefully we can work on cool things
So
that become an Oscar nominated.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There's I get this ad all the time on Reddit, where is this I don't know, graphical design or like CGI school in New York or something, like.
Okay.
And the ad just says like people that have studied here, how many were working on these movies that got nominated for an Oscar. Like the Joker, 7 people working on Joker was, you know what I mean?
From that school.
And like 11 from, I don't know, whatever movie. Then Parasite wasn't there. Because nobody was working on Parasite from that school.
Do you think you can you're gonna apply for that school after?
No, of course not. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna study anything more after this. My plan is to go out and work
in the field.
Yeah, in the field. Yeah. I wanna take a year or two to be on set. Like, I can be the runner. I can be whatever. I can PA. Grip assistant or anything. But just being on a long, like a feature film, being on set, that's like that. I want to be for a couple of films just to see more of the dynamic of everyone working.
But you also have some experience with TV.
Yeah.
You've been a runner.
I was
like an assistant.
I was PA on production assistant.
Yes.
On I think three shows.
Dude, that's like, I've
3 like TV shows, like pretty short thing.
But that was still pretty
like 10 weeks.
That's more than I ever done.
And then I like my biggest thing was I was PA / like grip assistant on a like a TV series, which was like a lot of work. I was like first on the spot and last going home. I had like I drove the car, which held like
all the equipment.
Yeah, all the equipment and the crew, like a pretty big car. I packed the equipment, like all those things.
I think with
harsh like a harsh job, harsh like 3 months, right? Like of every day, almost every day, and like not getting paid anything and stuff, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
But I think also that since you have that experience, you're ready to move on to a full feature length movie. Like
I think like people, if people heard what I have as an experience, they would be like, that's nothing. But
That's not nothing. Are you kidding me?
it is. It is. It's nothing. It's like if you just hear.
Dude, I never been like behind the scenes on an actual production.
It's not like it's not a big thing. That's the thing. Like you think it's like wow, it's a big thing. Wow,
You're saying that
amazing. But the thing is like as soon as you've done it, you're like, okay, this was nothing. I just want to get more. And I okay, just put me like PA. I don't want to get paid for the first like movie, and then get like if I just start getting paid, like doing a couple of films, you know, just being anything in that on the spot, it would be like a dream, because I would learn so much of how to be more effective and how to get my way around, you know. And then I would, because I want to at the same time make my own films, you know, write stuff, get like contacts and stuff like that all the time. But I think we shouldn't be talking about this.
No.
I think this is an own thing. We should do like a own episode just talking about shit.
Then I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Or a question stellar.
Question stellar.
Frågeställare, I think, yeah.
Ah, okay.
I'm thinking in Swedish.
A question stellar.
I'm doing the direct translation in my head.
Just keep with us. It's a question stellar.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Question stellar. So, when you watch this movie, you were trying to, you know, judge the movie for what it is and stuff like that. Did you get caught up in it being so iconic in your review, if you say so? Or like in your judgment of the movie? Because I got, you caught up.
Yeah.
Because I felt like watching the movie, I knew exactly what the story was about. I knew exactly how it was going to be played out. Even because I've seen Karate Kid before, and like I've seen all the major plot lines and So I thought I would judge it from technical aspects and judge, for example, the audio wasn't that good and but the acting was good, like the action scenes and all that. But would I be too much of would I get a nostalgic feeling for a movie I've never seen before? And I kind of got like this nostalgic feeling.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing Miyagi, I've never seen him in any movies prior, I believe.
Okay.
So this was my first time seeing that actor in a role. But it felt like I've seen him before so many times in so many movies, just because I've known about the movie. It was pretty weird to like judge the movie. Because it felt like, but it's a classic. I can't, pick on that, So what do you think about that?
Well,
what do you think about that?
Well, we talked a lot like before the film and under the film, like meanwhile the film was playing and afterwards as well. And I think there was so much pressure to like, we know what's gonna happen, right? And we know the plot line of it. But as soon as you start watching the film, you almost like, because I felt it was like a very wholesome family film. You know?
It's very wholesome. It has some dark scenes though.
Yeah, which is something I wanna like get into, or like not the dark scenes, but like trying to force stuff in there that didn't work out for me that well. But like I had in mind, this is just a wholesome family movie,
minus the skeleton scene when they just beat him down, because that was just so dark, and with the music and everything.
Yeah, I guess
they were holding him, beating him down. One of them even said, "This is too much," and they just kept on wailing on him.
No mercy.
No mercy.
No
mercy in this dojo.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, quickly.
Yeah.
That was my favorite quote. No mercy in this dojo.
You wanna hear mine?
Yes.
I actually
because you mentioned that you had a favorite quote.
Yes, and I'm so glad that you didn't have the same as me.
Ooh.
In Okinawa, all Miyagi know two things: fish and karate.
Did I make a good voice?
Sure.
In Okinawa, all Miyagi knows two things: fish and karate.
So one thing that made the movie for me,
I know it
is Miyagi.
Okay.
He made a movie for me.
Yeah, he's like super cute, and like I love how
I just love his delivery of lines and his laugh. Like when he karate chopped the bottles, and then Daniel's asking, "How did you do that? Have you done that before?" Never done that before.
I don't know.
And then
I just
casually
do
being
it.
like laid back, like drive the car.
Drive the car.
Drive
Or
the
do you
car.
have a license? No, not me either.
No, not me.
Okay, so but like true, because something I was thinking about was like you have seen the Jackie Chan one.
Jackie Chan one, yeah.
And in that one, before he gets to know the kid, he's like super quiet and mysterious.
I mean,
you know?
Miyagi is also quiet.
He was, but he actually like asked some stuff, you know?
Not much.
He wasn't just this, he was like nice.
I
But
mean,
but Jackie Chan had this like a bit of
mystery to him.
not just mystery, but like a bit of scary side to him, you know?
Okay.
The Miyagi was like really not really open. He was like quiet.
Mm.
But when he got to his home, he asked him, "Oh, where did you get like? What did he say? Like, how did you get that? How did you get that blue mark or whatever on his face?" And, you know, he was like asking and like laughing and stuff like that. He wasn't just quiet. And the other thing was like, I feel like the delivery of, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, but in the Jackie Chan one, Jaden went to him and like asked him to help him learn, right?
I think so.
But in this one, you actually get it from like, it wasn't about like, oh, I'm gonna help you become this greatest fighter. It wasn't about that. It was actually like, oh, can you just come with me to the dojo and talk to him? Because he's a mean son of a bitch, you know? And when they go there, he's like, oh, we accept your challenge. It's a 5 against 1. He's not good, you know?
You're doomed.
You're doomed. And he was like, oh, you challenge me, mister? And he's like, okay, we will meet at this tournament, you know? And he was like, and Daniel was the person like, what, me? Like, am I gonna go to the? And he's like, he's okay, I help you. you know what I mean? So like the delivery of how they got to this like sensei, senpai, master, you know.
I like
thingy.
Miyagi more. Like,
Yeah.
I love Jackie Chan in that role also because he is so mysterious. He's so cool because he's so quiet. But Miyagi was, you know,
love the
funny.
Jackie Chan,
Yeah, I like him, yeah.
You.
And it's one of the biggest reason why I just adore him. It is mostly because of, not mostly, but one of the movies my favorite movie for most of my life is Rush Hour,
Okay.
which was before I saw Pulp Fiction and actually started, you know, seeing a movie and trying to realize the bigger picture. Then I just watched movie because I was a kid, just watching movie because it was fun. And Rush Hour, I remember just keep on, like, on repeat.
Yeah.
Because it was so fun, like Chris Tucker's deliveries and then Jackie Chan's answers and also his actions. Like,
Oh yeah, the comedy part, the comedy
dude,
aspect
so
of
good,
it.
yeah. So, but I still think that Miyagi did his version better.
Okay.
Because the funny part of Miyagi was like, you know, you're laughing with him. And then he became serious. He became, he's kind of scary, you know. So you had a lot of emotional differences with that character.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan he's a bit scary and he's a bit funny in that role because he doesn't crack up, if I remembered correctly. It was super long since I watched it.
Rush Hour, or
Rush
no?
Hour?
You
No,
mean like Karate Kid, the Jackie Chan one.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't like a comedy.
No, it was more
No.
serious. This
Yeah.
one was, as you say, more family. That one was a family friendly, but a bit more teenager-ish, maybe.
Yeah.
It felt a bit more gruesome.
It's a teenager, like a teen film.
Yes.
For sure. But it's like, it feels like, oh, they made the remake just to make it like look Hollywood now, you know.
Exactly.
The Hollywood of today.
Yeah.
Which was in the same era as Jackie Chan is becoming more famous in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I really want to see the old Jackie Chan films, because he's huge.
Yeah, he is huge.
He's huge in China.
It feels like we talk about him in every episode.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's because he has so much impact all over the world.
Yeah,
a lot of in China.
He
a lot
made tons of films, you know,
Yeah.
and I want to see them that
He
are
also-
not
he also
just humor. You know?
I think he also is a director.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He directs
For
his own
Chinese
movies.
movies, I believe.
No, he directs his own, like the movies he stars in.
Oh yeah.
It's really cool. Like he's crazy.
I
It's
have.
amazing.
So how long have we gone for? Because I have a big thing I want to
Yeah, go
ask you
ahead,
and
go
want
ahead.
to elaborate on.
Go ahead.
So, before I watched this movie,
Mm.
so my experience with Karate Kid, I watched the Jaden Smith Jackie Chan movie when I was younger.
Yeah.
I knew it was not as good as the original one because everyone said so. So I, jumped on that bandwagon.
Mm.
But even though it was a pretty okay movie, and then I heard a lot of good things about Cobra Kai, which is the spin-off series, not spin-off, but like the continuation of after.
Yeah, I just heard a lot about it, but I haven't seen it.
Why I was excited to watch this movie was because of Cobra Kai.
Really? Wow.
And I've said it to you.
That's interesting.
Like yesterday and prior. Watch Cobra Kai.
Mm.
I will spoil some things because they take pretty much the expectations from the first movie.
Okay.
And you change your view on all the characters.
Oh shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are they're grown up? Is it the same
this
actors?
is exactly the same characters.
Ooh.
So Johnny,
yeah.
the main character is Johnny of Cobra Kai. Yes.
He's the main.
Yes, and the
Okay.
villain is Russo.
What?
But he's like a villain. He's like a hero gone bad. And Johnny is like a villain still being weird. But then he kinda realizes that he does some things wrong.
Okay.
And that's how the first season ends.
Okay.
So spoilers to anyone watching this or hearing this. But so is it okay if I spoil a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it, but like not in.
You have to watch it.
Yeah, sure.
So-
sure thing, buddy.
So the first thing we see is Johnny living pretty much in the same area that Russo lived in during Karate Kid, like in a super bad motel, like just stinky,
Okay.
And he drives an old car. I believe it's the same car. I think they mentioned it. It's the same car from this movie
Damn.
that is kept during all these years, but just so shitty now.
Okay.
And he's super poor. He works as a janitor or something. And Russo is a super rich car salesman. And with every car he sells, he gives out a bonsai tree. And he says, this is a Miyagi special. So he truly like sells that he's a karate champion. So like
he's like living on that
like
wave.
That wave, pretty much.
Okay.
So his commercials for his cars are like him making karate shops to the prices and stuff,
Oh shit. Yeah.
And John is just miserable. He hates his life, and he lives neighbor. He's a neighbor to a pretty much Russo from the Karate Kid movie, like when he was young. That dude, pretty much the exact same character. He gets beat up in school, and he realizes that his neighbor is a ex-karate semi-champion. And he says, like, you have to teach me. And says, like, no, I will never touch karate again. And then it's like, oh, you have to do it. Okay, let's do it. So we start up a dojo. But since Johnny was told and taught, no respect, there's no fear in our dojo. He teaches this, like, kid that is super sweet and, like, super honest and everything to have no mercy or anything.
What?
He beats the shit out of the kids in school. And he realizes, I have so much power right now. And the Russo, a grown up, realizes that he is starting Cobra Kai again. And he does everything in his power to stop Cobra Kai.
Oh no.
Which is still kind of good because Cobra Kai is, like, the mentality is bad.
But how is Johnny the good guy?
Because eventually with time, he's like drinking beer while the kid is doing push-ups and stuff.
Whoa.
It's super trashy.
Yeah.
But with time, the kid starts to open up. Like, he brings in more people to the class. And he says, like, oh, we're the bullied ones in school. Like, this is the thing that makes us happy, It's so cool that you actually help us. So John becomes more motivated to actually help these kids become feeling better about themselves. But he doesn't realize that he's turning these kids
into bullies. Damn.
So the Russo guy, there's some love interests thingy, like
you're telling everything about the film.
I'm telling everything because it's so cool how they take this the idea that everybody knows and just flips it. It's like cool.
Okay, so maybe they've done it good, but like how is like does it feel a bit weird that to take like this karate kid idea.
I don't know.
Take it so far, you know.
I think it's cool. Okay, first,
Like sometimes when they do like
yeah,
sequel on sequel,
yeah.
it becomes bad in the end, you know. As like
So first glance,
Star Wars and
first
stuff,
glance,
you know.
you think like, oh, they're just taking the IP and making something
Mm.
just to print out some money, but it's actually good. That's a
Damn.
weird part. It's a YouTube original, so
Really?
your expectations is like, it's probably shit.
Mm.
But okay, so Johnny kind of becomes a good character by the end of the first season. I've only seen the first season, but he realizes that his students have become fearless monsters, just
Oh,
like to
shit.
kill each other.
Yeah.
You know, there's even one guy who breaks his nose or something, and he like gets a mohawk before the tournament and stuff.
Mm.
There's a tournament at the end.
Of course.
Of
Course there is.
And Russo, I don't remember. There's one guy in school that's like super biff, or like not super biff, but like big,
Mm.
and he has a outage with he isn't actually just like good guy,
Okay.
and he has an outage with this bully that's from Cobra Kai.
Mm.
So he wants to be taught karate. So Russo takes him in as a revenge for Cobra Kai. Yeah, so this become like from being in the karate ring,
Yeah.
they're like outside having their own army pretty much.
Oh shit.
So Russo has one guy,
Mm.
and the Cobra Kai is like Johnny's.
Mm.
It is so cool to see that Russo
Who
is
won?
just
Or are you gonna
Cobra
spoil?
Kai.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shit, you
Uh,
didn't even like hesitate to
no,
say
no.
that. You're like Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai.
But it's just it's so cool, and like you hate Russo because he's such an asshole,
Yeah.
but still he's like not evil, but he has some evil ways of giving revenge on Johnny. He has like
Okay.
still this grudge from when they were kids,
Oh.
and Johnny has.
So there is no like good actor, like good.
There's no good person, exactly.
Yeah.
Except for the guy being trained by Russo. I believe he was the only one that's just clean, totally clean.
Mm.
Everybody else had some dark side to them.
Damn,
which is like
feels bad, man.
So you kind of jump between who you cheer on.
Yeah.
But
I like that. It sounds really interesting.
Dude, it's, even though I kind of spoiled right now, sorry.
Yeah.
You have to watch it. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fucking
Sure.
good.
Sure thing.
Seeing how the kids like, in the beginning, do I punch? And then like Johnny just nails on them.
Fuck
It's
you,
like,
kid.
No fear. Always be ready.
Yeah.
And in the end, you can see them like, actually just like almost killing each other.
Whoa. Damn.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And
Are
then,
they? Is it still just karate? It's not like another type of martial
no, it's
art?
just karate.
Damn. Okay. So last thing before, because like, I know that we've.
Sorry for spoilers. Watch it.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
give it a chance.
Sure.
Give it a chance.
Sure.
Even
thing.
though you know spoilers.
Yeah.
Then we can watch season 2 together.
Ooh, buddy. But so like last thing before we start to end it.
Yes.
So we've talked about this while the movie is playing, like Allie was so much older, or like seemed to be
Yes.
so much older than Daniel.
I don't think she was okay. She was the oldest teenager actor, I believe.
Mm.
At least it looked like that. She was so much more.
It looked like it.
She looked so much more like older than all the
Mature.
other teenagers.
Yeah.
But Russo looked so much younger than everybody else.
Yeah, he was the skinny, like
Because like
short kid.
Allie's friends and Johnny and his whole crew and the entire
They're
class,
big.
they look like the same age.
Yeah.
It's just that Daniel is too small and Allie is like too old.
Yeah, that's true. And like
And it makes,
having them next to each other,
yeah,
it looks like a 25-year-old is like kissing a 15-year-old.
yeah, it looks super weird.
Yeah.
I said it like it looks like
We were very
you're
like,
giving
conscious about it. I think it like ruined the movie a little bit.
yeah,
you
it
know?
just like looks weird.
Yeah.
So it felt like, oh, are they gonna kiss?
Are they
And they
gonna-
actually kiss, be like, oh, and there's no,
Isn't that like child molestation or something? I don't know.
and probably it's like this to her, like you look old, and to him like you
Hey,
look
she
young.
was hot, okay? Nothing wrong with that. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it was like a bit weird still.
Yeah, it felt weird because we
felt
didn't,
weird, yeah.
since we don't know their ages. It's like the actors'
100%.
ages. It looks weird.
So, I think it's time for us to give some digits, you know? Give me your digits.
So I mentioned earlier
Yeah.
I was afraid of like judging this movie because of all the references and all the. It's a classic, movie, and not because it's like a awesome movie, but because everybody has at least seen it or know about it.
Yeah.
And it's a pop culture reference, and
it's known. It's really known.
Yeah, it's super big. So I was afraid I was gonna judge it in a weird way. But after just thinking, if I walked in when it was released in '84,
yeah.
Exactly. If I walked into a theater, '84, I only knew the premise of the movie, watched the movie, and not hearing anybody else's.
And not have seen Rocky.
At least, okay. I would have given it a bit high points, maybe for it being like, oh, it's a pretty cool movie.
Okay.
And
so what is high for you if it was back then?
Like
would give you
3.6 or something.
Okay.
It's not super high, but yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
So I think the question is now, like, did the movie like live? Is it like, does it stay?
I think it stayed because the scenes with Miyagi and Daniel is pretty wholesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I believe is movie magic.
Yeah.
Which is that because it doesn't matter the age, like, of the movie, you still get the same feeling that the people got back then, probably. Just a wholesome feeling, which is super cool. But now, after seeing like modern movies or like seeing other classic movies, I can't give it 3.6. I gotta give it a 3.
I got that.
I might watch it sometimes in the future, not in the near future, but I love the concept of the movie. Like the underdog, like, gets this weird teacher, like, oh, you're gonna win this tournament, and then it's win the tournament. It's like a classic hero structure.
Dude, you're on point, because like I was thinking 3 as well. How many times did that happen there? Yeah, I was also thinking 3. I'm not copying you. Just to let you know.
Dude, we need to find a movie where we have like big disagreements.
Yeah.
We had like one thing about the Joker, about the Batman.
But it didn't
scenes.
it didn't even
ruin the movie for either of us.
No, really not. But I would give it 3 as well, just because it's like, I think the good thing about it, it's super like wholesome for me. Like I can watch it. It's like it's nice, I guess. Like it's not that bad, but it's like, is it like this artistic piece that I get inspired from? Not really. It's like it's a family friendly teen movie. They're like, it's not that like there is stuff that make you too conscious, like you start being conscious about stuff. It's not like really engaging. And like I was talking to someone about this week, that like I would love to watch movies twice. Like every movie I see, I would love to watch it twice, just because the first time I will see it as just a viewer.
Just experience.
Just the experience. And the second time I would see it from my movie goggles, the way I analyze films now.
Yeah.
But just because we don't have all the time in the world, right? We see all movies from these like movie goggles, right? And it makes that only the films that I really, really, really like, that engage me in such a way that I forget that I'm analyzing a movie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So you like enjoy it even though you're supposed to.
Yeah,
it down.
and it just end up with that I'm stuck inside of this movie experience, and I can't get out until the movie is done. And like I love that when I get that with movies. Is that one of those movies? No. Is it a good movie? It's an okay movie. Like it's wholesome. I love movies that are wholesome.
Yes.
Is it a bad movie? No. So 3 for me.
Yeah. One thing.
Yeah.
Prior. Like, so I listen a lot to the "You're the Best Around" song. I forgot what the name.
You're the best around.
I forgot what the name of the song is. Ironically, now that I'm talking about it. But the song I have like on my playlist for like years, and I knew it was from this movie because the album.
Is it made for this movie?
Probably, because the cover on Spotify is the movie.
Damn.
So probably was like an original, like, theme for the movie or something. Or maybe they just, asked them to make them. I don't know. So when the scene come, I even told you that soon that song will come.
You were saying it all the
shape.
time. Like, I think it's now. I think
Yeah.
it's with the training montage, I think.
I thought it was the training montage.
Yeah,
It
and
was
then I was
actually the tournament.
Is it supposed to come on? Like,
Yeah.
Victor, what's going on? Like, wait for it. Just wait for it. It's gonna come on.
And I remember sitting there, and I immediately heard that, wow, da 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 da. And I was just, sitting like this
Oh
in
yes,
the cinema.
it's happening.
And I'm in cinema, I was just like, gotta be best. Na, 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 na. Yeah. So, yeah, I like the
You like
music.
that part, I guess.
Yes.
At least.
Which is why I was afraid it was so too iconic, because I even knew a song. I didn't even know which part it was in. So.
It's like, Jonas showed me part of the last scene of the movie Graduate, which is like,
Okay.
the hello darkness, my old friend.
Oh, Sound of Silence.
Yeah, it came from that, like, it was made for that film, and I was like,
Wait,
whoa.
Wait, did Simon and Garfunkel make the song for that movie?
Yeah, they did.
I believe okay, I'm 99% Simon and Garfunkel made that song.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
I've come to see you. I butchered it. Shit.
God damn it.
I've
And
come
with
to
that,
see you
we will leave you with the question. What?
Did
Why?
Simon and Garfunkel make that song especially for that movie?
It did. You don't need to ask that.
So we're asking you this question. Did
Asking
Simon
you,
and Garfunkel
is
make
a
that
wholesome movie a good movie?
song? Yeah, can I
It
do
was Karim and
that? Victor?
thanks for us.